Isaac Clarke. I'm going to show you some images and I want you to tell me about them.
It was just a short bit. So much shit in my head. What did the Zelot whisper?
Where are you going? It's not over between us. You can't be
Hey, what's going on, guys? Priest here with Addendum 13 Gaming, and we are here in Chapter 3 of the Addendum 13 playthrough of Dead Space 2. We made it off of the tram car alive, survived the encounter, our first encounter with a brute, and now we were in this big cargo bay, and there's a lot of goodies in here, so make sure you explore around. Don't forget this guy right back here, a little hidden power node for you. There'll be no more enemies in this room after your escape from the tram car, so don't worry, take your time, look around, schematic, pick up everything, and when you're satisfied there's nothing left to find, go ahead and head to the back of the room from where you entered, and we can progress onward with Chapter 3. Now, just to remind everybody, I am playing this on New Game Plus, and I am playing on Zelot Difficulty. I'm currently wearing one of the variant vintage suits, or vintage rigs, I apologize, and there you go. That is your first glimpse of the pack. Now, the pack is one of the 4 playable necromorph characters in the Dead Space 2 multiplayer, and there they are right there. And the force gun works perfectly fine. These guys have very low health. The force gun will kill them from pretty far back. Now, to conserve ammo, I recommend cornering yourself. Let them get as close as possible. Try to let them group. Give them an opportunity to let as many of them get within range of your force gun as possible. That way you maximize the number of kills you get per round. And these guys can also be good for ammo drops. They generally, on hardcore, you're not going to get much, but every round counts. So make sure to check all the little dead bodies, like the one that I'm rolling down the conveyor belt there. Alright, and another one of our favorite things in Dead Space, the store. Got some schematics to download, and while I'm here, I'm going to slip into another suit. Let's try on the shock point suit. Now, in case I haven't mentioned this, or you weren't listening, either one, the DLC suit, suits that you can get, like I said, there's several packs. Each pack has a few suits, a few guns. It's not like in Dead Space 1 where every download was pretty specifically like one rig, one gun, or a gun pack, and things like that. They kind of grouped them into bundles for this one. And the suits are all badass. As you see here, the shock point suit. But they also have different upgrades. They'll give you different amounts of inventory, bonus inventory slots. They'll give you bonus stats towards agility or weapon damage, so on and so forth. So not only do you have a variety of appearance options, but you also have a variety of play options. Now on hardcore mode, you definitely want to go with whichever one has the most inventory slots, has the most armor, and actual survivable bonuses. Now right here, guys, is the big statue in the shopping center and a text log. Now if you shoot the head off of the, I believe it's called the Light Boy statue, that will be one of the early achievements that you get in this game. Just shoot the head off, boom, achievement. Gold! Sorry. But yes, Light Boy statue right here. Shoot the head off, decapitate the motherfucker, boom, achievement unlocked. Another log. So we got 2 logs and an achievement in that area. Couple little pickup items. Now, one thing I haven't talked about yet is I haven't talked about hacking. A lot of people go around real slow, like, oh, I gotta find the blue spot. You rotate your left thumbstick, which rotates the cursor on the screen, and when it turns blue, that's the spot that you need to click A on, and you have to do that 3 times before the timer bar reaches 0, and then you've hacked the device. If you fail to hack it, it'll shock you, and you have to start over, so no big deal. But the best way to do it, and the fastest way to do it for anybody out there maybe going for speed runs, is just rotate your thumbstick really fast. You're going to miss it most of the time, but you'll see it turn blue, and it takes just a second to click back and click A on it, and then do it again, and it's much better than going slow and casually. Now right here we got another decompression window. Shoot it out. The pulse rifle is amazing for getting these decompression windows to lock shut. It's really good aim. Now right here, you have to trigger these guys, and we got more pack. And this is another little thing. As you notice in front of me, this window is open and busted out or what have you. But over there is glass, but it's not busted out. Which means the pack skip that window instead of breaking the glass and come over here. And it's because they're not programmed to do things like that. The AI is not in this game is not programmed to be that inventive. They're programmed to spawn, and they're programmed to come after you. And what that means is they're going to take the path of least resistance. At least most of the enemies in the game. But as you see here, glass, but it's not open, which means they're going to skip that. So it's good to not shoot out windows and stuff, because most of the time the enemies aren't going to break them out. They'll just go around them, and it allows you to funnel the enemies directly into you, which always is a good idea, because it helps conserve ammo, and it's also safer because you don't have fucking necromorphs everywhere. Now right here is another area where I'm going to talk to y'all about something I mentioned earlier about relocating items. You got 2 spikes here on the ground. All in all, right here you got 4 kill. I fucked that one up, but okay. So now I have 3 kill weapons and 1 knockback weapon. I got some more crap down there, but it's the primary ones I'm going after are the 2 spikes on the ground, this thing, which is my knockback, and then I'm only gonna grab. I think I'm only gonna grab 1, but I got 2 claws on this little guy. Now the claws aren't gonna despawn because they're still in the area where they're programmed to be. But I moved them to the top of the little rampway there, and then you got to come up here. Not much in here, but there is a bench and a save point, which on hardcore difficulty, do not save your game there, or you are an idiot. Unless you haven't saved your game yet at all, in which case, go ahead. But anyway, on the way back down, I have weapons at the ready. You have to go down here and spawn the puker, I believe. Yes, it's a puker. And boom. And normally I would have 2 more spikes, or I would have 1 more spike and 1 more claw. Boom, and as you notice, there are 4 enemies. These things were thought out ahead of time. It is very intentional, where there's areas where they leave you spikes and materials. A lot of times you'll find that the materials they leave you are sometimes the exact number of materials you need to kill the exact same number of enemies that spawn. Such as that. They gave me 4 impalement weapons, and there were 4 enemies. Now, right here, we got a little 0G going on. Now, in 0G environments, there is a few items in this room. I don't explore everything, but when in 0G, just remember you can click the right thumbstick and it'll help kind of guide you if you get turned around. But probably the most useful tool that they added in this one is if you click the right bumper on Xbox 360 at least. It will orientate you to the ground, meaning your feet will redirect themselves to aim down and your head will aim up. So if you get turned around upside down and backwards, click the right bumper on Xbox and it will turn you right way up, and then click your right analog stick and that will give you your direction. Now, once you get in here, just stay low right, and just keep boosting with left bumper all the way down. And if you're a newbie, clicking the left analog stick will make you mount and dismount the ground. Now, don't worry here, there's nothing going to jump out. Just a little scare tactic. Nice try, visceral game. Mzz. Tricky bastards. Although you'll find even sometimes this game can get to you. Even if you played it a bunch of times, it still, if you lay your guard down, it can surprise you a bit. Now we got a power core here that we got to plug in. Now, as far as a hardcore playthrough, it's a good idea on all your other playthroughs to open all of these storage lockers. Why? Easy. Some of them are better than other ones. Some of them have a lot of money, a lot of med packs, semiconductors, and power nodes and all kinds of stuff. Other ones are a complete waste of time. They might have some ammo and a med pack and maybe a semiconductor, but it's not worth it. You have to weigh the value. I mean, a power node is very useful to you, and a power node also costs $10,000 at the store. But if I can use a power node to open a locker that gives me a power node, and then I also end up getting $4,000 or $5,000 out of that, then I mean, I've already gained almost half of another power node in money, and I've replaced the power node that I spent to open the locker. So that is a good locker. That guy right there will come alive, and the little crawlers that were also you can remember how irritating they were sometimes in the first game. The force gun is great also for those because it gets them all in one shot. Because really, pound for pound, the force gun and the flamethrower are the most effective. Those little guys aren't as prevalent in this sequel, but they are around here and there. We're going to be seeing eventually the big fat necromorphs that actually, if you shoot them the wrong way, they explode and the little creepy crawly guys hatch out of them. And that's another perk to the force gun. If you use the force gun on those mother necromorphs, they do not hatch, which is always good. anytime you can avoid an encounter with an enemy, it's a big benefit.
Dana, Titan soldiers have found me. They're tracking me in some sort of gunship.
You're almost here. Hurry.
Now, it's not as big of a deal in this one. In the first one, there was a lot of dead bodies that either came to life or became reanimated. In this one, it's not as randomized. There are very specific areas where there are changers or necromorph spawners that they actually turn dead bodies into superpowered necromorphs. But in this one, it's not as big of a deal. These guys right here are the ones that I was talking about. Now, in this room, there are a couple. There's one there, and then there's a puker. And another puker. And then two of these little annoying guys. You will often find when playing hardcore difficulty that some of the most mundane enemies on lower difficulties are sometimes your biggest issue on hardcore difficulty. It's the little enemies that just aren't that impressive on normal or survivalist or easy, but on hardcore a lot of stuff changes. Money there, and we go this way. I completely am an idiot and got turned around. So we're starting to get into the Church of Unitology now, and in case you did not know, you can click on all of the signs here and they will tell you a little bit about the history and belief structure of Unitology. And if you come into this room, they will try to shoot you with bullets and make you die for not believing their religion, much like most religions. And that's going to do it. Chapter 3. Way to go. See you next time, guys.